And now to the State of the Union. Not the speech, but the marriage between Barack and Michelle Obama. This week, the First Lady took me on a walk through the White House and spoke candidly about the impact life in the executive mansion has on a relationship.
You know, surprisingly here, we have more time together than we've had in years because the pace of the campaign is just ridiculous. So, you know, he comes home, he's home at 6:30, and he may stop and do a little work, but we have dinner as a family. The thing that we don't get to do as much is go out and do our date nights as much because it just causes more commotion.
Could you have imagined the commotion? I mean, when you came to New York, I mean, I happen to remember that. I saw the helicopters and the Coast Guard cutters. So how do you, I mean, if every time you go out on a simple date, it's front page news, then what, how have you adapted to that?
We make our date. This is a nice spot. The chef is great. There. You know, you can do all kinds of things. I mean, and we weren't really going out kind of people. I mean, we're the kind of folks who go to the kids' games and we have friends over and we watch movies, and you know, it's our lives are very conducive to this because we just are sort of boring anyway. So we have movie night where Barack and I will go down and watch a movie. So we find our way.
You said, nobody's going to cry for me because I'm living in the White House. That's and I'm not asking you to tell me a sob story, but in general terms, is the presidency, in your opinion, tough on a marriage? It
can be, but you have so much support. I mean, we were talking about this. You have, first of all, my mother lives with me.
Yeah. Is she going to stay, by the way? She was supposed to be for transition.
She's happy. Don't jinx it. I think she's good. No, she's doing well. So I'm hopeful because it does come in handy when you, you know, when you're doing an interview and kids are doing homework and somebody can still do multiplication while we're, you know, so having another adult helps. But we haven't found this to be stressful on our family. I'm not doing laundry. We're not, you know, worrying about who's going to cook the meal. I mean, there are the stresses of everyday life that are just, they just pound on families, and a lot of that stuff is gone. Now, there are broader international, national crises that are pressures, but that's outside. You know, internally, we feel pretty blessed.
If I leave here today and I don't ask you some question about fashion, I will get kicked to the curb back in the office.
All right. Fire away.
Could you have ever prepared yourself, Mrs. Obama, for the attention paid to everything you wear? Do you get up in the morning now, stand in front of a mirror and say, what am I going to wear and what are they going to write about it?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. You know, this is another one of those efficiency things, you know, because I can't spend a lot of time thinking day to day. So, you know, sometimes.
Does someone do it for you? Does someone pick out an outfit for you?
I do it with people, you know. You have help. You have folks who are going to get your clothes ready, and, you know, I'll figure out what I'm going to wear over the course of a week or two even, so that I don't have to think about it. I can say, oh, tomorrow, I've got this, so this is on the rack. I'm putting it on and calling it a day. So I don't think that much about the response to it. I've learned wear what I like, wear what's comfortable, and that really depends on the occasion.
Anything you've read about, you know, a comment about an outfit? I mean, sure, it must feel good. It's only human that it would feel good when people write nice things. Anything somebody's written or said that you thought, that's not fair? I like that dress.
You know what? I really turn off you know, and I do that with my husband and me. You know, I don't take in a lot of feedback in that regard because you don't want comments like that to influence who you are. You can't feed on any negative. I just sort of find a way to keep that out, and if there's any criticism that's helpful, I take it in and try to learn from it. Right.
Last question. Is this fun? Is fun even a word that can be used to describe what you're living through right now?
I am having a ball.
Really?
I really am. I mean, I love people, first of all, and I think it would be hard to be in this position if you fundamentally didn't love people. So I come to this with a certain level of just joy in hugging. I'm a hugger.
I know.
I know, right?
No, it took me back a little. So wait, we haven't met yet, but I like this. It's okay.
So my life is filled with these wonderful interactions with Americans all across the country. That's what I do every day. My staff is terrific. My kids are healthy. My husband's fine. He's got a hard job, but he can handle it, you know. I'm having a ball, and hopefully I'm doing some good in the process. So, you know, check back with me in a year. But right now I'm doing all right.
You know, to quote another First Lady, it takes a village and your mother to have a normal life in the White House.
She likes the fact that Mrs. Robinson is there helping out with the kids, and we want to thank Mrs. Obama for her hospitality. It was fun.